Good morning or good afternoon, first grade. Today is Monday, April 20th. And usually on Mondays now, we'll be doing a little bit of sight word work, most likely, which we'll do today, learn some new ones, and then we'll go over what we've done in the past week and finish what we've started. So you'll have a chance to catch up if you still have some stuff to do from this week. So first of all, what is our next day in our 100 Days of School paper? What might it be? And what color? But wait a second. There's something very big and exciting that you're looking at. You can still think of the number that we're on and the color, but first, Sienny wants to share her family with you. We see Willow in the background over there, and Ollie and their mom. They're sharing the screen with Sienny. Do you see Sienny sitting down there? She's holding her baby sister. And then she's next to her mom and her dad. So her mom's name is Tilly, and her dad's name is Oak. And they're so happy to be here. And of course we have the Number Meadow creatures and the Number Meadow gnomes who are with us. They've only been calling the baby gnome, so we don't really have a name for baby yet, except for baby. And she loves that for now. She goos and gaws at that. So today Oak will be helping us in just a little bit, Sienny's dad. But first we have to say what number we're on in color. So you've had a little time to think about it. And if you said a blue number, 91, you're right. So it's here. Wow, we're way on the bottom. That's very exciting. So we have this week, and then the next week, and then we'll be at 100 days. We'll finish 100 days of school here. It'll be on a Friday. So the next Monday we'll celebrate because we'll have finished 100 days. So you have 91 in blue. You can pause the video and fill that in beautifully and neatly with your blue pencil. And then when you've done that, we have 5 new sight words to learn. Let's see, I'm gonna have to put this down so we can see them. There we still see a little bit Sienny and her baby sister. And we see her mom and dad's feet. We're going to see her dad up closer. Maybe her mom can sit down and we can see part of her anyway. Yeah, we can see her. You can go back a little bit. And I want to put the cards out here. So let's see. First we have this one, and we'll get into that one. And Oak will come and help us with that. So let's see. We have this new word, and it's something you say when you're hungry, and it's spelled a little differently. It has two singing sounds in it, right next to each other. They're like friends hanging out together. And usually when we'll hear this again, but when two singing sounds, like E and A, for example, are walking together, usually the first one does the talking. So when two singing sounds go walking, the first one does the talking. So what singing sound is this one? E, right. So it's really E, and what sound does this make? T. E, t. So we have eat. When you're hungry, you want to eat. So oak is going to help us learn that one. Now, I've lost my paper. There it is. Those are mostly sight words, it and is. So first, Oak is going to spell it with you. And then we're going to touch our eyebrows up there. So he'll do that with you. It is eat, E-A-T. So let's spell it together, touching our eyebrows. First, eat, E-A-T. Again, eat, E-A-T. And now we'll go to our next one. These are two sight words together. For some reason, I think, yes, we've already done both of these. So here's one sight word and another sight word. Okay, so when you put them together, it's into, into. So we're going into the store, or we're going into the bedroom. And we'll spell that out, and then we'll do it with Oak. I-N-T-O, into. So here we go. This time we're going to tap our elbow. Oak has to find his elbow. It's somewhere over there. Yep. So we have into. Tap your elbow. I-N-T-O, into. Again, into. I-N-T-O, into. Now we've got another one. We already know this, or it'll look familiar because this was in our I or I story, because the fish had a certain number of fins. And do you remember what number he had? It was 6. So it's spelled S-I-X. And Oak will come and help us out. First, we're going to tap our fingers together on both hands. Okay, so here we go. 6. S-I-X, 6. Again, 6. S-I-X, 6. There it is. Now we have this one. See if you can guess it first, and then I'll give you a hint. It's the next number after 6. If you guess 7, you're right. S-E-V-E-N. And this time Oak is going to help by touching his hips. Yes. So here we go. First we say it. 7. S-E-V-E-N. 7. Again. 7. S-E-V-E-N. 7. And we have one more. This one is spelled very strangely, you'll see. And you can even try and guess, but I bet it will be hard to figure out. It's the next number after 7. Oh my goodness, this one is very funny indeed. It's the number 8. Look at that funny spelling. There's a G in there. There's an H. Gosh, if we said it the way it was spelled, it'd be something like this. E-I-G-H. That'd be sort of strange, right? We've never heard of that number. E-I-G-H. No, but this is 8. And this G-H-T together, we're going to see more of as we learn to read. Other words have those 3 silly letters together, like light and night and things like that. But we'll get to that later. Just a little sneak peek at what we would have coming up. So it's a good pattern to know, those 3 together. So, Oak, This time he's going to do the karate chopping. So you need to get your karate choppers ready. And it's spelled E-I-G-H-T, 8. And first we'll say it, and then we'll karate chop it and wipe it away. I think Oak likes karate chopping, so here we go. 8. E-I-G-H-T, 8. Again, 8. E-I-G-H-T, 8. Ta-da, he says, because we're all done. So now we have all the sight words, our new ones for this week. And we have other things. Well, first we're going to do something else, and then we'll talk about what we can finish. So I believe it was yesterday we rolled dice, a die. No, it was 2 dice, and then we added them together. Today, we're going to add together when I do 2 different snaps, like this. That sound you hear? Let me see if I go. I could also do it in front of there, so you can see it and hear it. So first I'll do 1 set of snaps, and then we'll wait and pause and count those snaps as first set, and then keep it handy in your head. And then we'll do a second set of snaps, and then you'll add those 2 together. Okay, so we'll do a first example. Here we go. First set of snaps. Hold that number in your head. Here's our second set of snaps. Okay, now you add that snap to those snaps to the other snaps. And how many is that all together? Okay, let's see. This was the first set of snaps. 1, 2. So that's 2. We hold that in our head. And here was the second set of snaps. 1, 2. So now we add 2 and 2. So that was 4 altogether, 4 snaps. Now we'll do that. Here's the first set. Here we go. Hold that number in your head. Second set of snaps. Here we go. Now add those 2 together. So here it is. It was the first one, 1. The second set was 1, 2. So what's 1 plus 2? 3 snaps all together. Okay, we'll do 1 more. Here we go. Ready? Here's the first set. Hold that number in your head. And here's the second set. Here we go. Now add those 2 numbers together. Okay, the first set was 1, 2, 3, 4. And the second set was 1, 2, 3. So what is 4 plus 3? I'll show fingers again. 4. Let's see, let's try this. 4, don't have very much room here, plus 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you probably, hopefully had 7. Very good. So now I'll pull these sight words away. That's for this week. And we're going to go back in time a little bit to what we've done all last week. And you can catch up. You can look and see what I'm showing. And then you can finish something that you've started or that we have started. Let's see, I might need to keep that down actually. So let's start here. The first thing we did, we're going to see a little less of the gnomes here. I'm going to make a little more room. We'll get to see their cute feet and the baby. That's let's look here, sight words. So last week we had another set of sight words that we learned. This set here, it is that with yes, any, done, the number 4 and the number 5. And you wrote them in this little white booklet. So if you didn't do that, write these 5 here in your little white notebook. And then also make the sight word cards for them. So those were 2 things we did last week. Again, I'll say it. Write those 5 new sight words from last week in your white booklet, and then make 5 index cards for them. That's F-O-R, for them, not the number 4. So that's part of the sight words. The other sight word work we did, also you can pause the video at any time and just get this stuff out, these things, and keep them handy so you don't have to remember later, so you have it ready. Okay. You can also go back in the video to look at it again, things like that. Then we also did sight word cards, the index cards, for 2 sets of old ones. We did them in 5s. So they were 2 of, I guess we'll go this way, was, that, and you. So you had those 5 that you made last week as well. So again, you can pause this and get those materials together, or you can come backwards in the video to see it again. So I'll put those back. And we had one more set of sight word cards that we did. They are these 5. It was it, with, she, he, as. Put that up a little so you can see it. So that was another 5. And that's all the sight word work that we did last week. So you can pause here or come back to it and get those materials out. So those index cards that you made too, get those put away. And then we'll go on to our work, our other work. We also made Number Meadow. Now with Number Meadow, if you missed that, I have a feeling none of you did, but just in case, you take a regular piece of paper. This is of course the back of my number one, but a blank one. And you fold it in half the long way and crease it, and then cut it with the scissors so it's half and half, and then we laid the 2 halves next to each other. Now the thing we did to make it stick together is that I overlapped the 2, and then we taped the back and flipped it over so the tape was on the back. So tape, and then here it's just open a little bit, so we had to be a little careful with that. Because if you put tape on it, it's really hard to color over it. It just stays kind of blank. So we kept it like that. And then we got a green crayon first and drew one long kind of straight grass like this. And then on top of it, we wrote our numbers, but we did it pretty evenly because we used our thumbs. So mine probably has less numbers. Your thumbs are a little smaller, so you probably got to squeeze more numbers in. We start with 0, the egg here. There's nothing there. And then we wrote the 0 and then put our thumb like this in between. And then on the other side of our thumb wrote 1. And then after that, we put our thumb in between, and then we wrote 2, and so on and so on. You know, we kept doing that with our thumb in between and writing the next number. After that, you know, I forgot to say we also made it all sunshiny yellow. So first a big sunshiny yellow, the green grass, the numbers with the thumb in between, as high up as you can go to the end. And then we added flowers growing kind of in random places, and I added the little bugs that you see swarming, the sweet little, they have the sun sparkling off of them, butterflies, and different flowers in the sun. So you can add all that. That was our number meadow. We also, using our number meadow for the rest of the week, we then next played a game with dice using number meadow, and I had Bunny, but where did Bunny go to? Little Bunny. Is she hiding back here? Oh, she is. It's like she went into her burrow or something. But little Bunny was jumping on number meadow. We used a die. We rolled it and added the 2 rolls together like this first. We didn't answer it. So we didn't answer it. And then we let Bunny count it. First we rolled a 1, so she started at nothing and went 1. And then we rolled another 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So that's how we did that. The next day after that, we used this sheet. We picked 1 and underlined it in green because Princess Plus is green. And then we put it in our main lesson book. So let's see here. I'll go back a little bit. And there we did some of the number meadow. I only went 1 greater than my answer, which was 7, so I went up to 8 just to show a little more. Did the same thing, started with 0, put our thumb in between each time, and wrote the next number, and then showed how Bunny solved the equation or the problem. So Bunny started at 0 and hopped to 2, just like this, 2. And then she added 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's where she ended at 2 plus 5 is 7. So that's what we did. And then at the end of the week, yes, then we started to do the same thing that we did here, but we did with minus. So we have Prince Minus. We're going to finish this tomorrow with our drawing, but we'll do it together. But first, make sure you filled out at least one side. This time I used squirrel because the squirrels gather the nuts and bury them places, and then they can't find them sometimes. So maybe they start out with 6 nuts, but they can't find 3, so 3 are missing. And 6 nuts take 3 away that they can't find, means they can only find 3, and that's how many they have left over. So we had squirrel helping us that day. And I have to remember to say that maybe you didn't have little Bunny, and maybe you didn't have squirrel, but you might have had other little helpers, and that's completely fine. Whatever you have at home, who wants to help you? So just a quick example. Again, you rolled the dice, the die, because we just had the 1 here. So you rolled it, and this time it rolled a 6 here. And then we remembered it. And then we rolled a 3, and we thought, okay, which is bigger, 6 or 3? 6. So we did 6 first because it's bigger, and 6 minus 3. And we thought, what would that be? We just kept it in our heads. We didn't answer it yet. And then we had Bunny, or Squirrel, I should say, start at 6, the number that he had buried, the number of nuts he gathered and buried. And then he took away 3, so he went like this. 1, 2, 3. And hopefully you had 3 in your head for your answer, because 6 take away 3 is 3. So we did that the whole way to the bottom. You rolled the die twice, put the bigger number first, subtracted the smaller number, guessed it, squirrel helps, and then you put the answer down all the way to the bottom here. You could fill in the other side as well. And that's the work we did last week. So any of those you can pause, you can go back in the video to see what it might be, and you can finish anything that we've started that you weren't able to. So today, on this Monday, we just have this one main lesson video. And if you're done with all this, wonderful. If not, you've got a chance to work on it. And either way, please remember to do some of your reading. Ask Mom and Dad what that means for you. And if you're done and need something else to do, or when you finish this work and want something else to do, you can read more, or you can go climb a tree if there's one nearby. Perhaps you could do some drawing or coloring. Maybe you could plant some seeds outside or in a pot and watch them grow soon. There are so many things we could do. Go make some bug friends outside and let them stay in their houses there outside. Or other things that maybe you think of, or Mom and Dad. So have a most wonderful rest of the day. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'll say goodbye to all of our meadow friends and to Sienny and her baby sister and her dad Oak and Mom Tilly. And thanks, Oak, for helping out. And goodbye to Willow and Ollie and their mom. See you next time.